Yo,
Yo, what's good?
what's up, Brody?
How you?
Good, man. Been good.
What's good?
Real good, man. How everything go with the homework?
Everything went well. I just finished chapter 3 of The Way of the Turtle this morning. Got hella notes on every chapter, first, second, and third. Then
Okay.
I did all three phases, the first three phases of the course,
Bet,
and then I
bet,
made a trading plan as well.
bet. What you think of the course?
Nah, the course is hard because I didn't think the quizzes was going to be questions like that I had to type answers to. So damn. I'm like, shit, did I make enough notes for this jump? I'm like, so
Just throw a
yeah,
little wrench in there for y'all, you know what I'm saying?
yeah. So I'm like, damn. I'm like, oh, I bet this jump actually testing me because like when I had took the test the first time, I'm like, let me just try to do it strictly off of like seeing if I made enough notes and
Hmm.
shit like that. So then the questions that I didn't have too many notes on, I went back and wrote more notes on and shit like that to rewatch the videos and shit like that. So I fuck with that jump.
What you feel like, you feel like it really helps you like far as your psychology and just understanding more psychology stuff about the markets?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of it actually was relating to me in a way. For like a lot of it was basically telling me about myself. For like a lot of the things that was in there was a lot of the terminology was basically a lot of the things that I was doing. And um especially with the greed and the 9 to 5 thing. Because talking about the 9 to 5 thing, like I used to be that person who would try to trade on the clock. Let me quickly look at my phone. Let me see what I could quickly
All
do
right,
and shit
cook
like
up
that.
real quick.
Yeah, and then I knew that was just messing me up. And then now I really feel like a lot of it was spot on. It literally was like, and then I didn't know like all of these things had like certain terminology to it. I just thought it was just like
And honestly, like
it
a
had
lot of people don't know that it's a lot of terminology and vernacular you can use
yeah.
to identify certain behaviors or emotions that you're feeling. And that was the
Hmm.
whole purpose of me like wanting to do this because like, I'm in psychology. So I'm literally learning, everything technical wise and then I'm going back to school at the time and I'm like yo, this is what I'm experiencing. Yo, this is the definition. So it's like once we have awareness and we can put a name to it, it makes us that much easier to one identify with it, and then
Hmm.
secondly, it allows us the opportunity to become more aware. So that way we have choice to either interact with it, create defense mechanisms to keep us from interacting with it, understanding our thresholds. So when we interact with it, we understand what's enough for us. You know what I mean? Like you say, just do more a lot of the self inner work that's going to help
Yeah.
us find that consistency that we want within our plan. So yeah, let's go
Hmm.
ahead and dive into your plan, your trading plan.
All right, cool. So my trading plan was since I work 6 to 3, basically Monday through Friday instead of Tuesdays. The only session I really can trade is London for real, for real. I got to make that sacrifice and only be able to trade London because I can't really trade New York since I'm gonna be at work and
Mm-hmm.
things like that. So at my job, I'm making probably like 2K or like 2.2K a month. So I made a goal per month to try to at least like make 3 to 4 to see like if I can replace that income.
Exactly. Yep.
Um, I put so for my example how I broke it down, I put 3K. So if I say I'm trying to make 3K a month, that means I got to make about 750 a week because there's 4 weeks in a month.
Yep.
So cool. Say if I'm taking 7 to 10 trades a week, if I win, just say 70% of the trades, just say if I win 70%, I just need to make about 150 a trade because if I'm making 750 and then no, if I'm making 150 per trade, 5 trading days out of the week, if I make those 150 per trades, that's the 750 I need for the week. I don't got to trade no more for the week.
Oh, yep.
Then after I make the 750 for the first, second, third, and fourth week, then I made 3,000, which is basically replacing my not replacing my income right now, but obviously it's making more or about the same as how much I'm making from my job. So
Yeah. You on your way.
um Yeah, so and then I was like, yeah, I gotta trade the London session. So the pair I'm gonna focus on is GBP JPY.
Yeah.
For right now. Um my entry time frame would probably I feel like I do good with the 5 minute time frame. If not the 5 minute, probably
What's
the
your main
15.
time frame? Like you gonna see your setups on?
The 1 hour.
Okay.
So I was going with the 1 hour. So my psychology weaknesses, I put holding trades, being able to see drawdown, taking consecutive losses, and accepting risk, just accepting the risk that I'm taking when I get into these trades.
Mm-hmm.
Um, my strengths, I feel like I'm still trying to figure out what my strengths are psychology wise. So I didn't really put anything just as of right now. My technical weaknesses, I put my entries, knowing when to exit,
Mm-hmm.
uh, candlestick patterns and major market patterns, and fibs. My strengths, I put, I think I do well in identifying the trends,
Mm-hmm.
um, and like knowing how to use trend lines. And then also for the weaknesses, I put support and resistance. I feel like I could do a little better with my support and resistance as well.
Okay. Okay, that's good. That's good. Yeah, real extensive. I like that. I like that, man, for real. We tapped in. We got GJ. We got analyzing off of H1. We got entry time frame gonna be like M5. That's
Yeah.
cool. What else do I want to know? I really want to know when it comes to GJ, like what's gonna be your pip, like your have you totaled out the pips? Like, so if you need 150 per trade, like based on the lot size that you plan on using, how many pips do you?
Nah, I actually didn't calculate that. That for that part of it, when I put minimum or maximum lot size, I put need help because I need to figure out
First
like
things first is
um,
like what's gonna be the starting balance for the account?
uh, so I probably would do like 1,000.
Yeah, that's smooth. So you start off with a
Okay.
thousand. Okay, so then with
Okay.
1,000, as far as risk to reward and risk management settings, like what do you feel like your max lot size should be with $1,000 account with your comfortability and skill set on the charts? What are you comfortable with? If you were to take two losses your first two trades and still be able to recover from that.
Probably.
So to know that answer, the first thing you have to be able to identify, right,
Yeah.
is what is a comfortable stop loss for you on GJ?
Okay.
All right.
Uh, I would say probably a comfortable stop loss and a money amount.
Let's do
Okay.
pips first. Let's go
Pips
off
first.
pips. Mm-hmm.
Probably like 15 to 20 pips.
Okay. So I would say like 20, 25 pips, you know what I mean? Just to
Okay,
give yourself
25
some
pips.
room. Yep, some room to breathe. Um, and then with $1,000 account, I would say max lot size would be mm, I would say starting off, max lot size should probably be like maybe like a 0.3, 0.35.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
that's what I would do. Like start off with that. And then like a comfortable lot size would be like
Mhm.
probably like a point 0.15 to a point 2. You know what I'm saying? Like I would just keep it cool until I get the account to like 1,500. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Gross the account like 1,500, 1,750, and then I would begin to use my lot size distribution accordingly to make sure
Okay.
that like okay, I'm scaling in a certain way. So like I said, so just in case you allot yourself that cushion room. So if like the first two trades don't go your way or whatever, like, you
Mhm.
still, if you take that third trade and hit your 1 to 3 R to R, you know, you then made back whatever those two L's was, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like that's how you want to trade because that's the kind of style that's gonna keep you in the game. You feel
Yeah.
so R to R is very important. Um, and like you said, understanding what the account size is, where you want to grow it to. Um,
Mhm.
and then, like you said, so with the lot size being like a 0.25, that's when you have to be able to be like, okay, how many pips do I need with a
Yeah.
0.25 or a point 0.2, like to get? to that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So because starting off the week, and that's one thing I tell everybody is even in my 3 day courses in person, I tell everybody lot size distribution at the beginning of the week matters. You know what I mean? And the
Okay.
reason I feel like it matters psychologically is because it sets up your week with cushion. Um, like and with the eased mindset to gain your confidence as you're trading throughout the week. So like those first two trades, like say you see the move on GJ on Sunday, right?
Mm-hmm.
To make sure that like, okay, it's Sunday. I'm gonna go ahead and even if I see this is like a great move at the beginning of the week, whatever, let me just go ahead and put out like that 0.15, just a tester. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Just to, be smart. Like, because before you buy a car, what do? You go test drive it, right?
Yeah.
Like, make sure everything's working, you like it, the seating,
Before you
everything.
buy it.
Right? Yeah. So it's the same thing with this. Like, boom, I want to throw out a tester. You throw that out there, like that 0.15. Okay, you start gaining some traction. Say like you catch the first 50 pips or whatever, right? So like
Yeah.
boom, $50, that's cool. So now that counts at like 1,050. You got some cushion now. So now with that $50, right? The mindset going into that is my next trade. I don't want to, I net like mentally, I want to be thinking I don't want to necessarily lose what I just more than what I just made on my previous trade. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what's gonna always keep me flowing and keep me in
Well,
the game is the fact that like I have that in the back of my mind too. Like, okay, I just made $50 last trade. That's cool or whatever. All right, bet. So this next trade, even if I throw out another 0.15 or a two, right? As long as the fluctuation is right, because now for one, I have confidence, right?
mm-hmm.
I've gained some type of flow within the
Mm-hmm.
market, right? And then now I can go through my workflow and like I said, start to scale up maybe by like Tuesday, Wednesday, once I start to see how things are going.
Mm-hmm.
And by Wednesday, like you say, we're probably using like that 0.3, 0.35 because it's the middle of the week and we didn't caught some pips, so we had equity. So we want to be able to use that cushion instead of our
Mm-hmm.
initial investment.
So that's a balance. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So that's gonna be the biggest thing that keeps you in the game when it comes to risk management. And the thing with this, that's why I'm harping on it, is longevity, bro. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And the risk management is what's gonna be able to keep you available, right, for the opportunities. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Because it's gonna be opportunities every day. It's opportunities on the market. Like I'm holding trades right now. You know what I'm saying? So it's always gonna be opportunities. It's always gonna be moves happening. But the thing about it is like being in tune with yourself to understand, okay, what do you need to extract from the market? How much do you need? And understanding in that plan, right? Am I hitting my targets? You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? Like, am I making sure that um uh if my goal like to get those 150, so if we're using a point, let me see, let me use a calculator real quick. So if we're using 100, we need what you said, 150.
Yeah.
0.4, right? So we need 60 pips with a 0.4. So you do
Mm-hmm.
150 times 0.4, you need 60 pips, right?
Okay.
So that's not a lot. You feel me? That's a good trade. That's a good day. You
Mm-hmm.
can get that in a day on GJ. You know what I mean? You get that in an hour on GJ sometimes, So it's
Yeah.
like understanding that, but then being able to walk away and be like, I'm done, I'm good. Because even if it might hit 60 and then it might go float up at 85 pips for a while. But
Mm-hmm.
if you're not being disciplined at 60, 60, 60, 60, and building that ladder for yourself, right? Because each
Yeah.
time you take those trades, say you do 10 trades of catching 60 pips.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That'll gross the account
So,
for you right there.
yeah.
So now, right now, once you hit your 60, boom, I could put my stop loss in profit at 20, 25 pips and then let it run to 80, 85 and
Okay.
see how I can grow my style now farther and
Mm-hmm.
farther in the market and be able to now I can start to understand, okay, do I need to be closing when it get to 60? Do I need to be holding now? Like, what does it look like when I'm trying to get further in my analysis as far as
Mm-hmm.
holding trades longer and managing trades? You know what I mean? And a lot of
Yeah.
that happen from you not being greedy with your lot size strong. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
you being able to be like, all right, like this is a good move. I can actually scale this move based off of maybe the H4, maybe the daily when it comes to GJ, because I know sometimes on the hour it could be a lot of noise, right? So
Mhm.
sometimes on the daily, you might see the move where it's like, boom, the market made a higher low point at maybe like a 61.8, which is a sweet zone,
Mhm.
resistance, support now. I got a trend line opportunity there as well. So I got all this confluence, you know what I mean? So I want to make sure, boom, I have an entry here at the 61.8, but then who's to say that the market won't go up and then come back, make another higher low point at 38.2? So it's like now that I've gained equity in my account, I don't have to necessarily put all my cushion at one price, right? I could put a little bit here
Mhm.
at the 61.8. Then when the market pushes up and comes back and makes that next higher low at 38.2, which is a point of
Mhm.
market structure, boom, that's the entry base point. So now, boom, I could break that risk up and put another point two. So now my point four isn't at one price. It's at two different prices
Yeah,
and two different
yeah,
environments of the market, right? And it's as I'm gaining confluence. And the best thing about it is that first point two just paid the commission for the next point two. You see what I'm saying? So that's how you
oh,
start thinking when it comes to scaling, because you'll see a lot of people just put a bunch of stuff at one price and
one one
or
point,
just
yeah.
put one heavy lot at one price. And then it's pretty much like you're gambling at that point, because you want to be breaking up your risk, and it just makes more sense to how to understand how to flex your account, right? Even when it comes to your margin level percentage, right? How much room do you have, breathing room do you have before getting margin called and stuff? Like that's important to know. It's like, okay, when I enter these trades, I need to make sure my margin level is never below 200. You know what I'm saying? I need to keep it above
Yeah,
200% and above around 300, so that way I'm never putting too much stress on the account itself.
yeah.
You know what I
Gotcha.
mean? So it's just little things like that and little mindset hacks that can really like put you ahead of the learning curve, bro. You know what I mean? If
Mhm.
you really own in, and that's why I wanted to make sure when we talk about this trading plan, we really own in on certain things, because those are the things that separate the 95% from the 5%. And then really the technicals and stuff is what's gonna separate the 5% from the 1%, when it
Mhm.
comes to that stuff, So but overall, great trading plan. You know,
Thank you. I have a quick question as well too. So for Gigi, I know it's in the London session. So like,
right. That's another good
eh,
thing. Times.
yeah. So since it's in the London session and I work at like 6, I usually wake up at like 4:30. So obviously, with this, I'm gonna wake up earlier than that to hop on the charts before. So what do you think would be like a best time? Like, is there like a best time to hop on GJ for London session? Because I know like I see
It's gonna be 3 a.m., dog. It's gonna be
3 a.m.
yeah, it's gonna be London. It's gonna be that 3 a.m. to
Okay.
the 5 a.m. period where you start seeing a lot of movement pick up. And then
Okay.
during that overlap between London and NY, like you'll see the move start to push out sometimes into NY as well. So, but definitely during London session, like sometimes
Okay.
I remember it's GJ, so it's gonna have that Asian,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then also that so during Asian session or Sydney session, like you might see a little bit of movement, but
Mm-hmm.
like in Sydney being like, from like 7 to like, 11 or something PM.
Yeah.
And then you know, during that other period, like it'll probably be a dead period, and then it'll pick back up at like 3 a.m., 2:30, 3 a.m., start moving again, because that's when those banks open up over there. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Just pay attention to that as well, and then like just the news that's gonna affect GJ as well. And then
Yeah.
like I say, with that kind of pair, it's almost like the US 30 or Forex. So it's like you want to make sure that you're just very precise about how you're going about things, and then open to the fluctuation. You know what I mean? Because
Mhm.
things aren't going to necessarily always go in your favor as soon as you press the button. So it's
Yeah.
like that's where you have to build, like I said, that perceptual constancy of knowing, like, okay, what's my usual drawdown? What's my usual this? I'm okay with seeing this. I'm okay with seeing,
Mhm.
this amount. Okay, because it might look like this in the money, but the pips is what matter. You feel me? That's why I said, like,
Yeah.
you don't even really need to know like the money limit. We need to understand the pips that we're going
Okay.
to be comfortable with. So if it's going to be that 25, 20 pips that we're giving the market to breathe, that then we just have to make sure that we're super precise. And like you said, you already entering on a lower time frame, being M5. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And just understand that it's not always going to be M5. You know what I mean? Like sometimes it's going to be
Okay.
M15. Sometimes it might be
Okay.
M1. And stuff like that. It just really depends on how much information do you need. Like, do you need to dive more into the details, or do you need less of the details? You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So yeah, man. But overall, do you have any other questions when it comes to the trading plan or anything else we need to go over when it comes to GJ as far as the outline,
Uh,
everything?
nah, I feel like you covered everything with the lot sizes and stuff. That was my main question with the lot sizes and then the times of GJ because I knew it was London session, but I didn't know
You can
like
easily roll out, start the week, Monday, boom, 0.15, boom, everything going good. Okay, Tuesday, 0.15 to 0.25, somewhere in that range. Okay, Wednesday, I'm feeling good. Let's say I didn't hit on 2 trades, 3 trades. I got some nice equity, a couple $100, $200 in equity now or whatever. All right, bet. I see the next good trade. It's a nice areas, it's sweet. That's why I have to decipher. Do I even need to use my max lot size or do I just need to what I'm saying? Keep using the 0.2 and then scale to my max lot size. You know what I mean? Because there's so many different ways to do it. Like I said, I'd much rather scale to my max lot size than just
and put it
put a
in there.
0.5 out there and just be like, oh man, like, because if I lose 50 pips, then you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Fucked or whatever. So it's like,
yeah.
that's 250 right there that I just made. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, let me
Mhm.
make sure that, I'm doing everything that I need to be doing, whatever the case is. So that's what I like about that. And just harping, like I said, on the risk management. So let's go transition into your notes from the Way of the Turtle.
Okay. Any like any
Just
checking doesn't
yeah,
matter. Just
yeah.
okay. All right. Cool.
Mhm. Just talk about it. See some things that resonated with you, some things that might have stuck out, or whatever the case is.
Let's see. Okay. I really like the outcome bias. It was judging a decision by its outcome rather than by the quality of the decision at the time it was made. So like basically like what you were saying, like sometimes it may not go in your favor. And like I know regardless, you can have all the technicals right, everything right, your psychology is right, your technicals is right, but you still may lose. Like you're not always going to win every trade, but you shouldn't beat yourself up basically just because you
Exactly.
lost. But at the end of the day, you did everything you could have. At the end of the day, you're not going to always be 100% right. At the end of the day, when you go back and look at it, as long as you did everything you needed to do, you can be happy that you did
Be
everything that
cool
you
that
needed
you
to do.
followed your plan,
Yeah,
and that's why
it's
it's
just you
important to
followed
have
your
your
plan basically.
plan.
Yeah, you
Mhm.
didn't just do anything. So yeah, I really like the outcome bias. For real. Um, let me see what else.
Because
All
that
right.
this I just want to speak on that real quick if you don't
Mhm.
mind. It's just
Yeah, go ahead.
like you said, that randomness that
Mhm.
occurs, we can't forget that part of the market. You know what
Mhm.
I mean? Like I know we get to the point where it's like we're so methodical in our process, right? And
Mhm.
we're so confident in how we go about things that sometimes we'll be like, well, this was a higher low point and this was support, and
Mhm.
it showed me that it respected this, 3, 4 times and da da da.
Yeah,
But we can't forget that like we don't print the candles, we don't print the
yeah,
information, like, and it's a lot of driving factors that can manipulate the price. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? It's like you have to be open to that randomness, and that's why you trusting your stops is the most important thing that you can do. You know
Okay.
what I mean? Like, yo, like your mindset from this point on should be like either like now that I have my plan, I have my structure, I have everything that I'm looking for, I need to make sure that, either my stop loss is gonna get hit, right? Or like I'm gonna be in enough profit where I'm taking my TPs are getting hit, whether it's that 60 pips, you know what I mean, that 80 pips, whatever. Like, but starting out, like that's how it needs to be. So that way you're building that methodical process, right?
Okay.
And then you're building, like I said, that perceptual constancy of being okay with not glued to the phone and thinking like I really have some type of control over what's gonna happen because you
Yeah.
don't have any control. The only control
Yeah.
is the
Yeah.
lot size number and where you
Mhm.
put your stop loss. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like you say, accepting that risk is super important.
Yeah.
Super important, man. Like, don't create a false sense of control by overstepping outside of your trading plan.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you do that, that's when it's like, oh, I got to be staring at the phone while I'm at work, or I need to be in the
Yeah.
bathroom stall trying to catch something. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's just like, nah, like, don't even do it. Like, don't even stress yourself out like that. Like, you want to try to make this process almost like as boring as possible. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? Because like, what you by the time you really, especially by the time you get finished with this mentorship, you're going to be working your plan so much and things like that it's like, Vontae, I know what I'm looking for. If I don't see it, I'm not trading. Like, I'm just in my plan. Like, and I'm okay with that because I know when I trade 8 times out of 10, 9 times out of 10, I'm making money. You know what I mean? And that's what you can't forget, that this is all about profiting at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Profits, making profits, building your account, right? And then having like I said, that set goal for your account to be like, okay, I want to build this 1,000 to 3,500 or to 4,000. You know what I mean? And then if I fall short, that's okay. I might be at 2,800 this month. All right, that's cool. Let's roll it over into next month and build this. Now let's create this plan for this 2,800 and how we can get this to 5K. You know what I mean? Like, that's how
Yeah.
you be, is always modifying, right? And always applying what you're learning, but then like making sure that you're not discouraged based on the factors that the market is going to be throwing at you, because like you said, you're not going to win them all. Normal losses are a part of this game. You know what I'm saying? But that's what you want to be able to control, is what is your normal losses, like not taking any major hits to your account that's going to set you far back or switch your psychology.
I bet. Also, another thing they said was the turtles were taught how to think in terms of the long run when trading, and we were given a system with an edge. So, with an edge, basically, our edges are basically our trading plan. And
Yep.
like you said,
Our confluences, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah, or our confluences. And like you said, we're not thinking short term, like we're trying to be in this for the longevity of the things. So we have to think in long term. Like we can't try to hit home runs and things like that on the first trade or the second trade just because we have a little bit of cushion. Like we still have to follow our plan and
Every
things.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah, bro. That's absolutely correct, man.
yeah. Also it said the turtles view losses the same way as it is the cost of doing business rather than the indication of a trading error or a bad decision.
Right. Right. That's how you look at it. And that's how you really gotta look at it, because you should be operating like, that's what this whole plan is for, is to operate your trading like a business. So if you take an L, then it's like, yo, just a business expense. It's like getting gas for your car or getting the oil changed or getting, you know what I mean? Like, it's just another expense that is like, okay, like, let me make sure I get this right and understand why this happened, so that way in the future when this presents itself again, like I could go about it differently and profit.
Mm.
But yeah, we only want to take trades based on our edge. And like I said, our edge is going to be like those confluences. So those 2 or 3 things that just line up. Like I said, it might be a price reversal zone that lines up with a trend line, that lines up with support, like just certain things that just make sense.
Yeah.
And then you'll be able to gain confidence in how you're going about that trade just based on that edge. So that's what's going to give you that slightness over everybody else. You know what I mean?
Another thing was emotional and psychological strengths are the most important ingredient in successful trading. So basically, like our psychology
Yep,
at the end of the day.
psychology,
Like
emotional
that.
support. Yep, understanding how you gonna learn a lot about yourself. Like you're gonna learn so much. Like I'm pretty sure you already have. But it's like as you go through this journey, it's just gonna keep revealing things to you about how you handle certain situations, how you handle things on and off the charts. So it's like you got to make sure that you stay balanced as well in your life. Like making sure your interpersonal relationships are balanced, your external factors, your environment is a good environment to be trading in. Like all of these things matter, so that way you could be locked in and stay focused up, like locked in, laser, like almost like I like to say blinders, like how they put the blinders on the horses when they're running races,
Yeah.
like that vibe. Well, we got 10 minutes, so let's go ahead and switch over to the technicals.
All right, bet.
And start going over some of them. So I can see how you looking at stuff.
Uh,
So you just go, you know how to share screen on
yeah.
here? Okay, baby.
Tell me if you can see my screen.
Yeah, I see it.
All right, cool.
Good money, yes, sir.
All right, so I had this trade here that there you go. I bet. So for this trade, I kind of broke it down and looked at it this way. So, oh wait. All right, so let's do the blue line. So for this first trade, it was a buy that I broke down.
Okay.
So on the weekly, right here we have rejection candles here, also rejection candles. So I drew the support line here.
Yes.
And so this was our current weekly candle.
Okay.
And so then I had dropped down to the daily time frame,
Nice.
and I seen that our support was still being respected here. We were in an uptrend also, following our 66 MA,
Okay.
and then as well we had I think that's called a doji candle.
Let me see.
That candle like right there.
Yep, that's a doji. Yep.
So then when I saw that, I was like, okay, cool. So looked at that as well, and we were creating, higher highs and higher lows as well. So I dropped down to a 4-hour time frame. So I
Okay.
saw we're above our 66 MA here. I'm not really sure how to use fibs as of yet,
Yeah,
so
I
I
know.
didn't.
That's cool. We're gonna go through all of that. Like we got exercises for that stuff.
So the 66 MA was still being respected and things like that. Um, I said like we was over the 66, and we had like a couple of bullish candles, so I was just following the trend.
Okay. So you walking it down. Cool.
So and then on the higher, the 1 hour time frame, I had seen that we had like a head and shoulder, like an inverted head and shoulders, I think it's called.
I see. Up.
Yeah. So then, like I said, also we were still above the 66 MA here. So then, I went down to the 5 minute time frame, and basically why I entered was once we broke the 66 and we had this doji here. Once we pulled back and we had that doji, this bullish candle that was after the doji kind of gave me confirmation that we were going to go higher. So I just placed the buy here and would have took
I
it
like
up.
that. I like that breakdown, man. Okay, you got some motion. You got some
I
motion,
think,
man. Wait till we start adding all this other shit, cause you got some shit going on. I like it.
yeah, yeah,
I like it. I like it a lot, man. I like it a lot for sure. Especially once you watch the next homework, like once you get through this next homework stuff, like yeah,
yeah.
yeah, man.
I
That's
kind of been watching your YouTubes before I actually DM you. So
yeah, bro. I can tell, bro. You made me happy just now. I like that, bro.
yeah,
I like
yeah.
that, bro.
Took the
My man
amazing things
prepared.
from your YouTube.
Yeah, bro. That made me happy, bro, for sure.
Yeah, like your YouTube definitely got game.
Yeah, man. What's the next one?
All right, so I had this one as well, this sale down here. So let me go back to the weekly jump.
Oh, you could break it down from the hour for real.
Oh, okay, I bet.
That's that's gonna be your main analyzing time frame. So I want you to get used to being on that time frame and seeing the candles develop like 80% of the time. Like, granted, you are gonna be going higher, lower, lower, higher, like all of that stuff. But for 80% of the time, whatever's gonna be your main analyzing time frame, you gotta get used to training your eyes to seeing stuff on that time frame.
Okay. So this time frame, basically, like I said, I was seeing lower lows and lower highs. I don't know how to use the little lines to make you draw it, but I
Okay.
was seeing that. So I saw this pullback, and then once I seen that, I seen, I don't know if this is a bearish engulfing or a doji again, or a hammer pattern. It's one of the patterns.
Yeah, it's like a what's that? Like a what they call that shit? Like a morning star,
Morning.
like a morning star doji. Yeah. But yeah, pretty much a reversal for a bearish.
Okay. All right. So then when I saw that, simplify it, just went basically back to the
Entry time frame.
entry. Yeah, my entry time frame. Dang, my
Mhm.
computer slow. All right. So what I got in was once it it made this low high on
Mhm.
then it pulled back.
Mhm.
Then once it had this, it rejected the 66 MA as well. And then
Mhm.
it had this bearish engulfing. So I probably could have gotten once it rejected the 66, but I just waited for more confirmation.
That's
So
nice.
once it broke
I
that and made that bearish, that's when I would have entered and
like that.
took
I
it
like
down.
that. And your stop loss is right above the moving
But
average.
yeah,
That's nice.
yeah, couldn't put it right above that candle right there as well.
Bet. I like what I'm seeing so far. So let me stop there because we got like three,
Yeah.
4 minutes, and I want to go
Mhm.
over the homework and the
Okay,
transitions that's next.
I
So
bet.
I need you far as the psychological homework. I
Mhm.
want some videos I want you to watch on the checkmate section.
Okay,
And it's gonna be, you see, it's gonna be tested versus broken. So that's the first video
okay,
I want you to watch, tested versus broken. The second one is gonna be back testing strategies.
okay,
And then the third one is gonna be in the checkmate section, it's gonna say Brian part one. So I want you to watch that. And then for the technical homework, I want you to um I want you to do transitional setups. So what I want you to do is, for instance, like what we're looking at now, I want you
hmm
to track an uptrend. So a transitional is when price is transitioning from one trend to the other, right? So I
okay,
want you to track the uptrend and then
okay,
find your first sell opportunity.
okay,
And then I want you to find the downtrend and then find your first buy opportunity. And I want 3 of those or 4 of those set up, so 2 each. So I want you to get used to marking your structure and seeing higher highs, higher lows, lower highs, lower lows, right?
hmm
And especially once you go through those structured videos of tested versus broken and understanding what I'm looking for as far as transitions, um,
okay,
that's gonna help with the homework. And then far as the literature homework, I want you to keep pushing. So I want you to try to get to like chapter 6. You know what I'm
okay.
saying? But I like, bro, good session so far. Great work. You know what I mean? Both of those
Thank
back tests look really good. We're
you.
gonna, I think once you get into those videos, you're gonna it's gonna open up more about what I'm looking for as far as like more detail, right?
Mhm.
And more workflow stuff. And then what we're gonna start doing after the transitional setups uh for our next meeting, right? We're gonna talk about tested candles, right? We're gonna talk about structure some, right? We're gonna start bringing in the candlestick analysis and things. And
Okay,
from there, we're gonna talk a little bit more about like moving averages and start hopping into the fib stuff too. You know what I mean?
okay.
Like it's just gonna keep picking up. You feel
All right,
me?
bet.
So that's good, bro. Great session, bro. Like I could tell you
Thank
doing
you. I
the work.
appreciate
It's
you.
making me feel good about being on here with you. You know what I'm saying?
Thank
So let's just keep the energy high, keep it going, and like start implementing your plan, like what even how you seeing things on your chart. You know what I'm saying?
Got you.
When the next day you available? Thursday?
Yeah, I could do Thursday anytime after 3.
Okay, that's cool. So let's do like you say probably need some time to get home. Let's do like 5. We'll do like
5. Okay. Thursday at 5. Okay, cool.
yeah, that works, bro. All right, but I'll see you then. All right, let's
All
keep
right, thank
working.
you. Appreciate
All
you.
right, I already know it, gang.